Hello, quilt artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel under the Needle Quilting and Crafts. It's Thursday, so I'm here with a Thankful Thursday video. This is going to be a quick one today. It is 6:21 p.m. Eastern Time. I just finished working for the day. Work has been busy. Things have been picking up. I've got to travel twice in the next month or so. I've got to travel coming up in April, well, this month, and then again the second week in May. Plus my daughter's college graduation is coming up, so it's going to be all kind of close together. Literally going to have her college graduation and then fly out like 3 days later. So it's going to be a busy month for me, and I'm actually quite grateful for that. If you've been a watcher of my channel for a while, you know that I've had some issues with mood, and I've had some, mild depression off and on, and it kind of comes and goes. And I think this really, I think I'm feeling a little bit down because my daughter is graduating and she will not be moving back home. And although she's still going to be living with family, she's going to be moving in with my Aunt Dot, and I'm really, really happy for her. I'm really happy for her, and I'm really happy for my Aunt Dot. I've talked about her on this channel before, and I'm really happy for them, but some part of me is still a little bit sad, so I'm not going to cry. I'm just going to move on. So on to other things. What I'm grateful for, what I'm thankful for, is that I am going to be very, very busy over the next 4 to 6 weeks. And being busy helps me to not dwell. So that's what I'm thankful for. I usually don't want to have anything to do, but my weeks are going to be pretty jam-packed for the next month or two, and I'm thankful for that. All right, so let's talk about what I've been sewing on. I have not sewn a lot, actually. I have not sewn a lot. I worked, you guys saw that I crocheted a blanket, a throw, a lapgan, whatever you want to call it. And I toiled about whether or not I wanted to add a border. And I decided that I was going to add one. And I finally did it. I actually did it like 3 weeks ago. I just don't think I've shown it yet because I put it in my living room and threw it over the couch, and that's where it's been. So I did put just a narrow, just one row. I would have done a second row, but I didn't have enough yarn. I didn't have enough yarn to get another row in. So I actually really like it. I'm glad that I put the border on. I think it just gives it a nice frame. It's not too much because it's just the one row. I think a second row still would have been fine, but I am happy with this. So I did actually finish something. Okay. I still have not gotten my open gate quilt for March quilted. And I've just been busier, guys, and I haven't been able to sew quite as much. So I still haven't gotten it quilted. I've only quilted the border, and I was having some difficulty with the new stitch regulator that I got on my machine. And so since I was having difficulty with that, I just kind of stopped and paused. And I think I'm just going to pick this back up without the stitch regulator and see how that goes. I think Adrian is going to be going away this weekend, which means I should have plenty of time to get some extra sewing done. So I want to have a productive sew weekend if I can. I don't want to burn myself out, but I'd like to get a few things done. Still working on my 4th of July table runner. I had finished this block, and I've got these 2 pieces done, but I've just got to look through some stuff because I was confusing myself about how I did the cutting. So, but I think I finally figured it out. But I was working on it yesterday. That's why it's out. But I wanted to get more done, but I couldn't find the pattern. Um, I printed it out. I mean, it's still on, I still have a soft copy on my computer, but I was looking for the hard copy that I printed and I couldn't find that. So and it was kind of already like 8:30 last night. And so I was just like, I'll just put that aside. I haven't done too much on my stripology, my virtual retreat stuff, but I did get all of the 48 blocks for one quilt. I did get them all squared up. So they're all squared up and ready to go. So I think one of the things that I might do this weekend is get them laid, get a layout together and then have the rows pinned so that when I'm ready to sew them, I can just zoom them through the machine. I still have to finish these blocks, but as I was putting these blocks together, I realized that I put them together wrong. I cut them wrong. So these blocks are correct, and that's how they're supposed to be. But these blocks were actually supposed to be cut over here. They weren't supposed to be cut identical to the other blocks. So I actually messed that up. But to fix it is impossible. It's not impossible, but it would be so much work. Like if I was going to fix it, I would have fixed it before I did all the sewing because I realized once I got the first strip sewn on that it was all cut in the wrong place. And so if I was going to do something about it, I would have done it then. And I just don't think I have enough scrap fabric to do anything about this. And it would take so much time. So my final quilt is not going to look the way it was supposed to look because I cut my blocks incorrectly. Measure twice, cut once. I didn't do that. Cut everything wrong. What else am I working on? I'm still working on my cardigan. It is coming along. I am probably 55% done with the collar. So once I'm done with the collar, I have to make the two pockets. And once the pockets are made, then I can put it all together. So if I have time this weekend, I might try to do some blocking on the pieces that are ready, or I might just wait because I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish the collar, and I don't want to have all my pieces blocked and then I don't have a place to put them, and then they just kind of sit around for what could be another month or two while I finish it. This hasn't exactly been fast. Somebody's at my door. One moment. Okay, where was I? Yes, I really want to get some sewing done this weekend. So I was on the cardigan. Yeah, I don't want to block it quite just yet and then have this whole thing blocked. So it's really going to depend if I can get some crocheting done tonight. If I can get the collar, I think once the collar is done, I'll be fine with blocking my pieces. But I don't want to block it until the collar is done so that I can make sure that the collar fits the cardigan. The goal is to have this cardigan done in time to still be able to conceivably wear it on a cool summer night. Maybe I'll make it, maybe not. It's already April, so I don't know. I will say when I'm traveling at the beginning of May, I am going to Ohio, so it's a little bit colder there. So maybe. And then, I just kind of wanted a palette cleanser for my crochet. And I do get the Darn Good Yarn subscription box every 2 months. I don't unbox it. I've just never unboxed that. Maybe I should start. I don't know. It's $25 and you can get it every month or every other month. And you get a 35% off coupon. Every month you get a box. I was able to use that 35% off coupon to get these really nice bags for really, really cheap. I think I got them for like $15 because they were on sale, and then I had my 35% off coupon. I think I got them for like 15 or $16. And so I bought two. But this month's yarn was this. I think I have one that's not been used yet. This. It's a funky looking yarn. It looks like very pilly. At first I thought, I just got a bad batch. But then no, I looked on the website and that's just how they all are. That's just how the yarn is. This is recycled silk. So there's that. Um, I've struggled with this a lot. I'm making this kerchief. So we got a free pattern to go with our stuff. And I didn't cinch my magic knot all the way in. But I so struggled with this because it said that this is, and if I was a more experienced crocheter, I would have picked up on this right away. But it says that this is worsted weight yarn and we should use a 5.5 millimeter hook. This is not worsted weight yarn. It is not. Now, I'm a direction follower, so my instinct was to follow the directions, and so I got that 5.5 millimeter hook, and I started to try to crochet, and I just couldn't. The hook was clearly too small, because this is not worsted weight yarn. Okay, where are you at? This is worsted weight yarn. Okay, this is like twice as thick. This is not worsted weight yarn. I don't know if it was supposed to be. I don't know if something happened in the process. I don't know, but this is not worsted weight yarn. And I'm not even sure if it's a bulky 5 or it might be more a 6 because I was holding it up next to this. This is my Bravo worsted. Here, some Premier. I've got this Premier bulky weight. This is a bulky 5. Now, I know sometimes some people think the Premier bulky is a lighter bulky, but still, the green is way bigger than this brown. It is like vastly bigger. So to me, this is nowhere near worsted weight. This is more of a large bulky 5 or a small 6. I do have some Bernat blanket around here somewhere. I can compare it to that, but it seems very much like a 6. I started with the 5.5 millimeter. Then I moved to the 6. Then I moved to a 7. And then I finally just ended up using this 8 millimeter. And once I sized up to this, things were great. Now, because I'm a newer crocheter, I still struggled with various, like counting my stitches and stitching in the wrong place. And some of the rows I've done incorrectly. I know I've done them incorrectly because I was supposed to do in the 3rd loop and I didn't. But I don't care because nobody's going to know that it was supposed to be that way. And then I missed a row of ribbing. Nobody's going to know I missed a row of ribbing. So I don't know what size this thing is going to end up being. It's supposed to be 30 inches wide and this is supposed to be 11. I don't know what this is going to end up being because this is not worsted weight yarn at all. And so that was a bit frustrating because I probably wrangled with it for about 30 minutes. And if I wasn't so, anal about following directions, I probably would have caught it sooner and to just disregard the hook size and everything else because this is clearly not worsted weight yarn. And that would have saved me some time. But most of the frogging that I did was because I just was crocheting it wrong. So yeah, this is kind of just a little bit of a fun project because it's just smaller and it's just easier to work with the smaller stuff. But I don't know how I feel about this project because I don't know how I feel about this yarn. I've gotten a lot of yarn from Darn Good Yarn. This is the first yarn that I ever got that I was like, I don't know about this. Now, I don't know why the first yarn that I get that I'm like, I don't know, is the one that I decide to dive into a project. That's weird. But that's what happened. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working on. I've really been focusing on the cardigan. I've really been focusing on the cardigan. And so I've had limited time for crafting, but when I have had time, I've tried to spend more time crocheting just because it takes me longer. Um, and I can't do it for as long. Like I can sew for a few hours. I usually don't crochet for a few hours. I usually crochet an hour maybe at a time. Um, I don't know. Maybe I've done it more recently where I've done it for a longer time, but I still feel like I took breaks. Usually like with sewing, I can like sew continuously for like 2, 3, 4 hours. Um, because you're not just sewing, right? When you're crocheting, this is all you're doing. You're just sitting there, but when you're sewing, you break it up because you sew and then you iron and then you square up and then you sew and you iron and you square up. So you're not doing one thing. But for me, when I'm crocheting, that's all I'm doing is crocheting. Whereas when I'm quilting, there are multiple tasks involved in quilting that help to break up the monotony. So I'm able to do it for longer. Whereas the crochet, even if I put music on, even if I have something to watch on TV, even if I've got a podcast to listen to, I'm just limited as to how long I can just sit and do one task. So while I'm kind of in my crojo and I'm enjoying it, I'm trying to crochet as much as possible because I know there's going to come a point where I'm going to want to put it down. And so I don't want that to happen before I finish the sweater. I really want to finish the sweater and I'm really close. And it's just crazy to me that I've crocheted more stitches in the year 2024 than I have in my entire life. When I just look back at everything that I've crocheted, it's just not even close. Not even close. I probably crocheted through more yarn in 2024. I've used more yards of yarn in 2024 than I have in the 30 years prior, 27 years, 26, 25 years prior. So I taught myself to crochet in like 96. So from like 96 to 2003, I've used more yards, I've crocheted more stitches and used more yards of yarn in 2023 than I did for the entire period of 1996 through 2023. So I feel proud. I'm accomplished. I feel accomplished because I honestly felt like it was going to take me 3, 4, 5 years to finish that cardigan. But once I got going on it, I kind of enjoyed the process. Um, I think, I don't know. Crochet might make me lose some weight because like it's, when you're doing a 1X versus a small, it's a lot more yarn and a lot more stitches. So I'd be like, if I could just get skinny, just so I can crochet projects faster, that would be great. Like, I would be done with my cardigan if I was making a different size. And honestly, and I don't know if it's my gauge or whatever, but I could have made a smaller size in that cardigan. I'm actually hoping it shrinks a little in the wash. I'm actually hoping it shrinks a little because I'm actually considering, I got to look at the fabric instructions for the yarn, but I'm really seriously considering washing it and tumble drying it before and then blocking it so I can get it to shrink some. I don't know if any of you guys have ever done that. Maybe you can give me some feedback. I'd appreciate it because I don't know what I'm doing here. Now I'm going to search YouTube. I'm going to search the interwebs and I'm going to search YouTube. But if any of y'all know, if any of you have ever done that before, it's a cotton poly blend or cotton acrylic blend, right? I don't have it with me. It's a cotton acrylic blend and I'm pretty sure it's washable and dryable. But I'm actually hoping to wash it, dry it, let it shrink, then block it. So let me know in the comments if you've ever done that. Anyway, that's it from me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next video.